Hi. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest some of my eggplants here. Here's one. This eggplant is doing great. Here's one eggplant that's ready to harvest. Okay, here you go. It's a nice eggplant. It's big, it's firm, and it is starting to get dull, which tells me that it's ready to harvest. So when they're really super shiny, I'll see if I can find one that's a baby and really shiny. You don't want to harvest it, but you know when it's a dark, in this case, a dark purple color, and it's losing its shininess and it's nice and firm, this is when you want to harvest it. If you wait until they start turning yellow and get soft, the inside will be brown and it won't be very tasty. So this one is a good size. I have another one here. This one, I'm going to go ahead and harvest this too. Okay. So now I got this one. There's a couple on here. There's 3 more on this plant and 1 on my other plant that is not, I don't think I'm going to harvest yet. Actually, I'm going to harvest the 3rd one. Let me see here. Okay, so here's this one. So I got 3. As you can see, they all look really good. I have another one here. So this one, let's see if you can see it. It's a lot more shiny. See how it's really shiny? It almost looks like it has shellac on it. It's much smaller. I'm going to let this keep going. And over here on this plant, it's just there's a baby one growing. And this one is definitely not ready to harvest yet. It's just really small. So I harvested my eggplants. And this one is actually perfectly ready to go. And this one is a little smaller, and it probably could have stayed on the vine longer. This one also could have stayed on a little bit longer. The thing is, we're in Northern California and we are heading into a frost probably in maybe 2 to 3 weeks. The eggplant is eventually going to stop producing. I want to get these off while they're still edible. Some of my smaller ones that I showed you, they may stop growing and then they won't be any good and I'll be throwing them in my compost pile. But I'd rather get them off a little bit even young if I can. They'll still taste great. I plan to make eggplant parmigiana. Hi, this is Debbie from Organic Oasis, California, Zone 9B. I just harvested 3 nice, lovely eggplants from Tim and My Garden. And I'm gonna make air fryer eggplant parmigiana. I grabbed the recipe off of the all recipe site. I will post it, I will link it in the description of this video. And follow along. I've made this recipe every year and it's delicious, it's easy, it's simple. You don't have to let the eggplant stand with salt on it. Basically, you just go ahead and slice the eggplant and you dip it in the flour, egg, and breadcrumb mixture and you air fry it, and it's so simple and it comes out nice and crispy and delicious. So follow along and you'll learn how to make a quick eggplant parmesan recipe. So here I have flour, and here I have 2 eggs, and I need to just beat up the eggs really quick. I'm going to go ahead and just beat them with my little whisk. Again, I've said in most of my videos, I do things quickly and try to do them no fuss. And in here, this is where the magic happens. So you put in a 1/2 cup of Italian breadcrumbs. You put in a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna probably put in a little more. you put in 1 teaspoon of salt. Whoops, I lost my teaspoon. Here, I found it. 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I made this Italian seasoning myself, but I'm running out of it. Just gonna put it all in. A teaspoon of salt, sea salt, half a teaspoon of basil. I dehydrated this myself with my plants. I don't always measure exact. I'm gonna put in a little more of what you know you love. A half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Half a teaspoon of onion powder. And half a teaspoon of ground black pepper. So again, it's flour, eggs, and then the mixture is breadcrumbs. If you were really in a hurry, you could just do plain old breadcrumbs, Italian breadcrumbs pre-seasoned. But this one, you put in the breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, Italian seasoning, salt, basil, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper. Okay? And that's it. Stir it up. Now it's time to slice my eggplant that I just harvested today, maybe 30 minutes ago. So you're going to slice the eggplant into 1/2-inch rounds. So I want to get the green top off. I kind of a little bit like my eggplant sliced perfectly, but it's hard to slice it.
All over the house. All over the house.
Oh, my husband doesn't know I'm videotaping. Excuse me, he's talking to Benny. Okay, here we go. 1/2-inch slices. Okay, so I've got these nice slices, and this is saying that the servings are, this supposedly 1 eggplant should make 2 servings, and each serving is 377 calories. Tim and I will probably eat double this. I mean, I probably could eat the whole 6 pieces. So I think what I'm going to do is I will show you how to make this recipe, but I'm going to actually go ahead and make probably either double. I'll probably use both of my other eggplants and make triple this, and that way I can have it for several meals. And it's less work just to do it all at one time. So that's what I'm going to do. But I will show you the recipe, which is just 1 eggplant. This is my air fryer. I use the Ninja. It has all these different things on it that it does, but it has air crisp, and this is what we're going to use. So it says to go ahead and heat it up to air crisp to 370. So I'll just heat it up like that. I'll start it, and then I'll go to the temperature, and I'll go to 370. So we'll heat it up, the air fryer, and then I'll be cooking the whole thing in this lovely, wonderful machine. Dip in flour, egg, and then this stuff. I just kind of shake it around, take a spoon, kind of coat it. And I'll use my spoon to kind of pick it up and put it on a tray. eggplant rounds are in the air fryer now. The temperature set to 370. They cook for 8 to 10 minutes, and then you flip them over and cook them for 4 to 6 minutes more. I like mine very crispy and really brown, so I'm gonna go with 10 minutes on one side and flip them and go for 6 minutes on the other. The timer went off. As you can see, it's nice and crispy. And now I'm supposed to flip these and cook another 4 to 6 minutes. But I've been researching this, and a lot of people that know that even the makers of the air fryers suggest that you don't necessarily need to flip them because you've got hot air coming up from the bottom as well as the top. So I have actually started to not flip my things that I'm cooking in the air fryer. And they come out just as brown and just as crisp and just as delicious. So I'm letting this cook just the way it is for another 6 minutes. Okay, wow, don't those look delicious? Nice and crisp and brown. So now I'm gonna put a scoop of this homemade marinara sauce on. This was the quick marinara sauce that I showed you how to make in another previous video. It only cooked in 20 minutes, and it was using our garden tomatoes that we're still getting in November in California. So you put in, I mean, if you wanted to, you could cover this whole thing with marinara sauce. I think it looks pretty, and I just like just a little bit on top like this. And then you top it with some kind of cheese, and you can use mozzarella, you can use more Parmesan. I'm actually using a crispy cheddar, white cheddar that I just happen to have. So you're gonna top it with the cheese. And you cook it 2 more minutes. Looks like it's finished. You could put more cheese on it. Again, you could serve it with more sauce. It's really up to you. Last step, basil from our garden. I'm just gonna roll it up here and slice it. So here it is. Doesn't it look delicious? So it made exactly 2 plates just like this. Here we go. It's all finished. The easy, delicious eggplant parmigiana. And again, like I said, you can serve it with extra sauce. You can add extra sauce, more cheese, a side salad, garnish it with something besides basil. You name it. But enjoy it. If you try making it, you'll love it.